Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So really excited to bring this video to you today. It's one of probably my most asked questions or hairstyles: how to curl your hair with a straightener. So I thought I would do a tutorial today, quite in depth, and just chatting through how to get different curls with the same straightener, so just with one tool. So how different angles can affect your curl, how to create symmetry, how to make it just quite nice and easy. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So I have already prepped my hair. It is hair wash day, so it's freshly washed. And I've prepped it with a blow dry cream, a heat protection spray, and then some oil in the hair as well. So I would always say key to curling hair or putting any style into the hair is the hair, in my opinion, it has to be clean and freshly washed and just start off with that perfect base. So I always tend to put in about 3 hair products into my hair care products, before I then go in and style. Tool I'm using today is the GHD Platinum Plus styler, which is my favourite styler to wave or to curl with. It just glides through the hair super easily. And just creates effortless curls or waves. There's no kind of tugging, there's no tension. So yeah, I always pick Platinum Plus. Now I'm going to prep my hair with the GHD Curly Ever After spray. So a lot of people ask me, why do my curls drop, or why do they never last too long? And I would say probably 9 times out of 10, it comes down to the prep of your hair. How have you prepped the hair? See, so many people just try and curl their hair without any kind of product or preparation. So almost, it depends how long your hair is, but I'm going to go in and do 3 squirts down the length. And then I'm going to go in and just give that a brush through. So you're almost just blending it throughout all of the hair and making sure product is on all of those strands of hair. And then I'm just going to repeat on this side again. So I'll turn my straightener on, and then whilst it's heating up, I'm going to section the hair. So my first section, I always take the top of the ear as like a guide there. So that's your first section. Then twist this hair out of the way and clip it. So clip it towards the back there. And then same for this side. So on the right side as well. So just above the ear. Section that. So all of the hair that you don't need to worry about is just clipped up and it's out of the way for now. And then we bring all of the hair, split it down the back. Everything needs to come to the front. So sections are about that big, almost like 3 or 4 inches wide. So I always split that into 2. Just split that into 2, and these are like really good sized sections to curl all of your head with the straightener. So section size, you can actually go quite wide with your sections. They could almost be as wide as the plate. It also depends what kind of look you're going for. If you want a tighter result, take smaller sections. If you want a looser result, take bigger sections. So I'll show you a few different variations. So holding your straightener in your right hand to style your left side of the head. So come up and over, and your straightener almost wants to be facing down, pointing down towards the floor. So I'm going to come in, close the plate, create 1 full turn. So there at the root, the styler has gone 1 full twist around the plates, and then I'm going to glide it down. So no extra further movements apart from just gliding it straight to the floor. So that kind of curl, 1 twist at the root, pulling it right down to the floor on that vertical angle, that will create a really loose curl. So this is perfect once it's all dressed out for those kind of soft waves. So I'll just show you again, but slightly different. So here on this next section, I'm going to go in and do still 1 rotation at the root, but then I'm going to pull my straightener out at a diagonal angle instead of just vertically down. So the diagonal angle will almost create a slightly bouncier curl. So you can see how that's almost got a more roundness to it, whereas this one's more or less, it keeps more length, but here you've got more roundness and a bit more body. So then I'm going to create the same on my right hand side. Split that into two and then hold the straightener in the left hand ideally. There's no way you could get your hair symmetrical by curling with the right hand here, but then also curling with the right hand here, and it's just a really awkward movement to do. So we need to swap hands to the left, and it's the exact same angle and approach, but just on the opposite side basically. So I'll do this one as my nice loose one. So we come in again, one full rotation at the root, just use your finger and thumb just to kind of balance on the end here. And then we're gliding that down, completely vertical. So keeping the style as close to the body as possible, so it doesn't spring up. So super loose. And then our next one, up and over, one full turn at the root. And then we're going to glide down on a more diagonal angle. So the nose of the style is almost pointing slightly more towards the wall than the floor. And there you get slightly more bouncier rounded curl. So then working up in my neck section, so I'm going to take my neck section about just above eyebrow level, I would say. My neck section. I will just do this one loose for now because this one is right against my face. So let's do this one loose. So here, point towards the floor, glide down. And you do want to glide down fairly slowly. Give enough time for the straightener to pass the heat through your hair. Okay, now for even curlier. So we've done vertical for super loose, diagonal for a little bit more roundness, and now we're going to pull out on a horizontal to give you an even bouncier result. So one full twist at the root again here, and then we're holding the styler at a completely different angle on a horizontal angle, and we're pulling it out. So you can see just how different that curl is. It's got so much more roundness and bounciness to it, and it's made it bounce up a little bit more in length as well compared to this super loose one. So you'll also notice how the ends almost are more curled when we hold it at that horizontal angle. Holding it on the vertical angle, make sure your ends will always be straight there. Okay, so this section, we will do this as our bouncy one. So full twist at the root, and then we are pulling the curl out on a horizontal angle. So you can really see just how bouncy that one's gone. So how loose or how bouncy you want your curls really does depend on the angle you hold the straightener at, and then the angle that you pull the straightener out at as well. So I'm going to continue with just the loose curls. That's generally what I kind of go for. I prefer a looser look. Okay, so generally all of the curls that are near my hairline, so anything around the front of my face, I always like those to go back away from the face. So that is because generally most people suit the curls coming away from the face. It opens up the face. If you want a more textured look to your curls, you need to alternate every single curl. So here, for example, in this section, I'm going to curl the curl towards my face and towards the mirror or towards wherever you're styling. So same technique though. So up and over, we do one full twist and one full rotation towards the mirror, and then we glide down. Give it that a little twizzle to encourage it into place. So you can see how this curl's coming backwards, this curl's coming forwards, and it almost creates a clash of curls. So that is great if you want to create more texture and more thickness to your hair. So then I've got, when I get to the top part of my head, you could almost do this in one section. It depends how loose you want the curls or how tight you would like the curls on the top. I'm going to split this into two though, because I have some long layers on the top here, and when I split that into two, it almost gives me a bit more definition curling through the top there. So another thing to bear in mind when you are curling with the straighteners, if you want a super loose curl, you could literally just do half a turn here. So only turning half a turn with your straighteners will give you a nice loose look, which is something to bear in mind when you do reach kind of shorter layers at the top. Do you actually want to do like a full rotation? So I just give that half a turn away from the face, glide down. And then this one, half a turn, and I'm going to glide onto the face. So another really key tip, which I always say when you're curling your hair, whether it's with straighteners or a tong or a wand, it's so important to leave your curls to cool and to set. So as you can see, I've literally not touched these curls. As soon as it comes out of the straightener, I might kind of twizzle it round to help it form into that shape, but then I've left it. And I think when you do curl your hair at home, it's so tempting just to almost start raking your fingers through straight away, because you're like, oh, what, you panic a little bit and you think, oh, I don't want that to be that tight or that curly. So you tend to kind of run your fingers through it. If you run your fingers through it whilst it's still warm, the hair will drop quicker basically. So the hair needs to be allowed to set from warm to cool, and that is really the key for holding your hair and your style into place, holding your curls into place. And then of course the front pieces are completely different depending on if you've got bangs, if you've got longer pieces. But for me on these, I've got quite short bangs, I kind of put a little bend into the hair and then I tap over the hair to just seal in that bend shape, which helps my bangs to flick backwards. So put a little backwards C bend in there and then tap in that shape. So I'm just going to leave mine today and just leave it to cool and to set. So I'll come back in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back after 10 minutes. My curls are completely cool now. So what I am going to pop in, I'm going to pop in a dry shampoo. So this is one of my favourite ones, the Living Proof PhD dry shampoo. So this one helps to really absorb any oils in your hair. So my hair is completely clean right now because I have just washed it. But this is honestly what will help keep your curls in place for like 3 days. So as your scalp starts to secrete oil, it then travels down your hair and onto your roots. So if you've already got your dry shampoo in as like a preventative, it will help your style and your hair last longer. So mainly I pop it in around the front and around the fringe, because they're more so the bits that tend to get a little bit oily. Sometimes a lot of it's just makeup in your hair. So this really helps, and it also just helps give volume. So give that a little massage in. Okay, so a little bit of volume there. And then dressing out your curls is really important as well. So depending on how loose your curls are, so I've done mine nice and loose today, depends on your choice of tool for dressing out. So if I had done all of my curls really tight, I would then go in with a brush and brush out the curls. If they're loose, I would recommend, let's start with our fingers first of all. So at this point you could pop on like an oil or a serum onto your hands and then just run through with your fingers. But I feel like I've got enough. I already popped oil in before, so I feel like I don't need any more. So fingers is a really good way just to break up your waves, your curls, make it look super natural. If you feel like you need to go a step further with breaking up your hair, then we go in with a wide tooth comb. So this is the GHD detangling comb, and you can just go through, run through your curls, your waves, to break it all up. And then a really nice tip to make your hair look fuller is almost just go underneath, and not back comb, but you're just slightly teasing the hair to give it extra width and volume. So that's one of my favourite things to do with my hair. Make it look a lot fuller than it actually is. So there we go. So super easy loose curls with the straightener. I would love it if you could like and subscribe to this video. If you've learned anything new today, it would be amazing if you could just hit that subscribe button and start following me and following my all my hair videos and my hair tips and tricks. And drop a comment below if you would like, if there's anything in particular you'd like to see further. But yes, thanks for watching.